Hey Noir fans, Jason here from Speakeasy Noircast. So when Carly and I started looking for solutions for our podcast, we discovered there were way too many options available. We almost gave up looking for the right fit and came close to forking over a bunch of money for one size fits all type of solution. Then I stumbled upon Anchor FM. Not only is this amazing service free, but we can record and edit our podcast directly from Anchor FM or even on our phone when we're on the go. That alone saves us a ton of money and time. But there are several other major benefits to using Anchor FM that makes it the perfect fit for us. Anchor has a built-in solution for distributing our podcast to all the major outlets, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and just about anything else you can think of. You no longer have to submit your RSS feed to every single service in existence just to get your episode to your fans. And talking about money again, like I said, Anchor is absolutely free. And Anchor FM will even help you to make some cold hard cash right from the very beginning. Anchor FM has a unique advertising platform that doesn't require a minimum listenership. So right out the gate, you can start making some money. So let's put it in perspective. Anchor FM is free, everything you need to make a podcast in one place, instant distribution, and they'll help you make some money right from the start. So if you've been struggling to find the perfect platform for your podcast, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. After you finish this episode, of course. Now I've got editing to do.
Oh dear. Gonna have to earn your money.
No.
When I say money, I mean air.
All right, Carly, how you been doing?
Diddling okay.
Yeah, is Europe opened up for business now? Are you guys all done and come out of your caves?
Oh yeah, everywhere is apparently open tomorrow. Tomorrow is like...
Tomorrow's the day,
Tomorrow is the day where everywhere is open again.
All right, what are you going to do first?
I mean, I'm going to be at work, so I can't go anywhere to shop, but hey ho.
That figures. You can shop at work.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I've been bargain booze. I've stocked up, so I'm okay.
All right. We went to the drive-in theater the other night, and that was pretty fun.
Oh, were they open?
Yeah, they're opening with some...
I guess that's a perfect place to be open.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's still some social distancing rules, like cars have to be 10 feet apart, and, you got to wear a mask outside your car and that kind of thing if, you brought lawn chairs or something like that. But, yeah, it was cool. We went and saw... the first Indiana Jones movie and the third one they were playing. Why did you bring the lawn chair
to a drive-in theater? I thought you were meant to be in your car.
Well, there's 6 of us that went, so we brought 2 cars, and sometimes it's just more comfortable than sitting in the seat the whole time. To bring like a comfortable chair and sit outside.
Are you just rebels?
No,
I'm going to sit in a chair at your drive-in theater. I'm going to sit on my deck chair.
No, it's pretty common. People in the back seat can't see as well, so you bring chairs and.
See, we don't really have them, so I don't know. I'd love to go to a drive-in.
No, you don't have them.
There. No, not really. Maybe in like the big cities they have them, but I mean, I'm in a poor city, so no.
Oh, that's sad. All right.
I know.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. I mean, it's not like the ultimate viewing experience because the screens usually suck and the sound's terrible, but it's fun, like community-wise.
Well, I always see it on films. People go to a drive-in theater and it just looks fun.
Yeah, it is. It's like tailgating, I guess, when you bring the lawn chairs, but whatever. It's fun. It's neat. But they're slowly reopening things as the cases rise. We're opening the world back up, and that's awesome. I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Guess we will see what Planet of the Apes is like after all.
Maybe. I mean, I've got my seat ready, so get a horse.
Going to the beach?
Maybe. Well, there's none near me, so I'll just have to do it in the street. But Lily came back.
Yeah, which is amazing. Yay. So she's been at her grandparents' house for, what has it been, like a month, 2 months, something like that? 2
months, yeah.
2 months, jeez, that's hard.
Yeah. I was really excited that she came back yesterday. And then about 10 minutes into it, we really were like...
Wish she went back?
Well, she attacked her dad with some clay face mask, which I still think he's recovering about. Because half his beard came off in that. And she put some face mask on me. It was just like dripping water. She might as well have just put my head underwater. I don't know what that was about. I sent you the message. I just looked like some sort of wrestler. I don't understand. We were supposed to look like sharks, But
yeah, no, definitely looked like Lucha Libre.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you post that on the page. I don't know. I don't know if I was a shark, a wrestler. I've got no idea what's going on. I mean, I've had to watch the Avengers for 2 days, so.
Like the same Avengers movie over and over again, or were you going through the series?
Oh, God, no, all of them.
Oh, Good luck.
Yep.
Well, I guess it's already happened.
It's gone.
Yeah, I've only... I think I've only seen the first 2, and then I was out. That was good enough for me. But, well, cool. I mean, it's glad that, that she's back and things are sort of getting back to normal for you guys.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. And, speaking of all that stuff, our movie tonight kind of had a sort of quarantine feel to it, which I thought was pretty interesting because they're all trapped inside of a hospital of sorts. So I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of was aching to what's going on in the world, I guess, in a way.
How did you find this? I'm very intrigued about this selection from you.
Green for Danger? I can't remember, honestly.
That's helpful.
I just came across it. Yeah. I look at a lot of lists and I look at a lot of, community pages for Film Noir and things like that, and just try to pick up things that I haven't seen before or haven't heard of. And this, I was somewhere on one of those lists or groups. Somebody posted about it. And I figured, well, it's, I was looking, there was a point I was actively looking for British films. So this, obviously was one of those. And I think actually I also have the perfect drink for this film tonight too.
Oh.
And you might like it because it has some stuff in it that you like.
Alcohol.
And it's not in a high. Yeah. No soda.
No soda. Yay.
Yeah. So let's get into that. Tonight's drink is called the Dark and Stormy. And this is also a British drink. So this was made by you guys over there. It comes out of Bermuda, Europe.
You're welcome.
Which I guess, yeah. And it was invented during World War II by the Gosling brothers. And this drink, the Dark and Stormy, is made with a combination of dark rum and ginger beer. It's traditionally prepared by pouring the ingredients over ice in a highball glass and garnished with a lime wedge. All right, and it's not a super strong drink because it's really just a dark rum. It's basically 2 ounces, 2 shots of dark rum, and 3 to 4 ounces of ginger beer and a lime wedge. So that'd be interesting because I don't think I've ever had rum by itself with a mixer.
Oh.
Just sort of mixed up in a bunch of other alcohols. I guess for the sweetness or whatever. But this is one I'm excited to check out.
Ooh,
You're a dark rum fan,
I've
aren't
had
you?
rum and ginger beer before. Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing.
Was it dark rum?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you had a Dark and Stormy already.
Well, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And the vomit. Probably.
Oh. More likely than not.
There used to be a bottle that we used to sell called Ginger Joe, and I loved it because it had a mustache, a ginger mustache on it. And you used to have that with like 2 shots of rum, and it was amazing.
That's hilarious. Ginger Joe, and it had a red mustache.
Yeah, it was great. The bottle just looked, when just a bottle's just eye-catching, you think, I want that. I don't care what that is. I need some of that.
Yeah, we just bought a box of wine, and I picked all of them just based on the bottles.
Yeah, it's the best way to go. My mum swears by it.
Yeah, I know nothing about wine, so it's just kind of shot in the dark. Yeah. You hope it tastes good because the bottle's cool.
And then afterwards, you can put a candle in the bottle, and then it looks like a nice little feature.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that would be worth trying.
Little tip for everybody.
Get a little gothic at the house. Yeah. All right. Well, we hope you guys, have the stuff to make it dark and stormy tonight, and turn the lights down low and turn your radios up and drink along with us. All right. So tonight's film is called Green for Danger, and it's a 1946 British film. And here is the trailer.
Oh, I wish the man would come and get it over.
He's conducting a war of nerves, that's what it is.
When I think of her lying there like that, and only a few minutes before she was alive...
That's enough, Freddie. Why the devil is he only after 5 of us here? That's what I want to know.
Because you're the only people who seem to have been concerned with both murders. Simple when you think of it, isn't it?
This is Inspector Cockrell. Mr. Eden, Dr. Barnes, Nurse Woods, Sanson, Linley.
Like it.
Inspector, you said both murders.
Sister Bates and what's his name, Higgins.
Who said Higgins was murdered?
Well, Sister Bates herself, for one, last night. I understood you were there, Dr. Barnes.
Yes, but I didn't realize that she knew. What about the Higgins post-mortem?
Completely negative.
But why should anyone want to murder Higgins?
My dear young lady, how should I know? I've only just got here. I understand from Dr. White that all of you were present when he died.
Not except Nurse Linley.
Interesting cross-current. I beg your pardon, except Nurse Linley, who was, however, on duty in Higgins's ward the whole of the night before.
Yes, so I was.
And all of you were at the party. So there you are.
Are you implying that one of us did it?
It seems very likely, don't you think?
Inspector Cockrell, I really can't help feeling that there must be some relatively innocent explanation of this terrible...
Why, please don't be fatuous.
Really?
Danger, a 1946 British thriller film. And it was based on a 1944 novel of the same name by Christiana Brand. Christiana?
Oh, God, here we go.
Stop it.
Christiana.
Is there like a Google
you need Google Translate permanently.
Translate for pronunciation.
Oh Lord.
Christiana, I think is what it is. Christiana Brand. The film was directed by Sidney Gilliat. There I go. Every fucking word. And stars Alistair Sim,
not Slim.
Sim, sorry. Sim. Sorry, I was blinking when I was reading. I was blinking as I was reading that. I added an L.
Alistair Slim.
He is very slim too.
He is slim, but I mean that's not his name.
No, and he's fantastic in this movie too. I think
he's fantastic
he's
in general. Have you ever seen anything else he's been in?
I haven't so far. No, this is my first. As far as I know, this is my first entry to Alistair Slim.
Alistair Slim is a legend. He's brilliant. St. Trinians, Millionaires. Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that is, but I'm sure I will find out soon. All right. Trevor Howard and Sally Gray and Rosamund John. I thought it was kind of neat to find out that this was shot at Pinewood Studios in England, which is a staple for filmmaking. And this is going back,
Classic
to the 40s. And, yeah, absolutely. And I was a little surprised that the whole thing is, shot in Pinewood Studios. So a lot of it looks like, locational. But I guess they built all that stuff. They're very good at
Pinewood Studios. That's why you pay the money. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's so much stuff that's shot there.
Also, Pinewood, if you want to let us shoot there, that was just a gentle plug.
And the title of this movie is actually a spoiler.
I found that
to
interesting
the end
too.
Yeah, and I actually. Well, we'll get into that later. Why don't you give us your famous in a nutshell synopsis of this film before we go any further? I'm so ready. Terminators and what else you got going on here?
This is like...
Oh, no. You're disappointing people already.
Professional and actually give an accurate, an accurate synopsis for a change.
I think that's the wrong direction to go here. I think we're going to have some hate mail this time.
Okay. When a spurned nurse threatens to drunkenly expose a killer on the ward, is suddenly found murdered, Monk's long-lost grandfather rocks up to solve the mystery by facilitating even more murders.
Whoa, wait a minute. What's this long lost grandfather thing?
Monk's long lost grandfather.
Who's Monk?
What do you mean, who's Monk?
You said Monk's long lost.
The TV series that you love so much.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm like,
if you didn't get that reference, my God, man. I was concerned with the plot, thinking, did I miss something in the plot? Who's Grant? He was somebody's. Did you miss a monastery? Was there some monks around?
Seriously, I was like, yeah, I thought I missed like some plot point here that he was related to somebody.
Did I sucker you in by like pretending I was being professional? And then you were like, oh shit, she is.
Yeah, it made me have to pay attention.
Loser.
Yes, again, fairly accurate.
Thank you.
Synopsis there.
Thank you.
Yep. I didn't know what I was getting into when I started this movie. I thought it had kind of a silly name. Starting it. But right off the bat, as soon as it started, I really loved the lighting. I liked the lighting. The cinematography was pretty good. The sets were interesting. And I like how they started it off. You had this cool little full circle of these doctors and nurses and somebody telling us some of them are going to die and one of them's a murderer kind of thing. It was a great Agatha Christie kind of setup.
It was very much an Agatha Christie style setup. And I really like the fact that it was like a whodunit, but who will do it again? Mm-hmm. Because right from the get-go, as soon as he comes in, as soon as the detective comes in, he's like, we're going to figure out who's done it. But by the way, the person that's done it is probably going to do it again. So just FYI, you might die. And I thought that was brilliant because I might be blazing it from my memory, but I was racking my brains trying to think of another kind of film setup where you weren't just finding who done it. Like the fact that the killer was still in this small group of people, the killer was kind of still at large. It's not something, even though it's made to be quite familiar, generally it isn't something that's massively used.
True, especially being told that. Like a lot of movies, it will happen. Like the killer will strike again.
Yeah, they'll keep that quiet.
Right.
But from right in the get-go, you're sort of told, right, well, we need to find out who's done it. And also, by the way, another one's going to get killed.
Right.
And it was just so, oh, right, okay.
And I think that was kind of the brilliance of Alistair Sim's character. There's this...
Oh my God, when he was spinning around on that chair, dead pleased with himself. That was so good.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Oh my God, I love it. Because that's what I'd be like. If I was like a really clever detective, if I was like Sherlock Holmes, like, I solved it, no worries. I would spin around on a chair messing about like, up yours. I solved it. I thought that was great.
Yeah, true. No, and that was, I think that was him setting that up and telling them that the killer's probably going to kill one of you. Is part of that act. I akin this more to Columbo than I do Monk because he's playing games. He's playing as many games as the killer is. And
he doesn't initially care that somebody else might get hurt as long as he finds the killer. It's only after the fact that he goes, oh shit, might have done that a bit wrong.
Right. And I almost felt like he should have been more worried about himself getting murdered because that would have been who I would have went after.
If I was the murderer straight away, would have gone for him when he was sleeping in that bed. Oh, I've read me book, I'm going in bed.
Right.
You're getting cyanide, love, is what's happening.
Right.
Just saying.
Because he very much plays the sort of dumb, but he's super smart sort of. He's like the combination of Columbo and Sherlock, like kind of slammed together.
Quirky.
Yeah. And that's really what kept the movie going for me because I mean, the murder mystery is fine. It was good. Like it was interesting and it got me. Like I couldn't figure it out. Like until the one scene that did its undoing is, spoiler alert for everybody if you haven't seen this, but with when he starts asking about the oxygen tanks. And that was really early on in the film and it just automatically clicked. Oh, somebody switched the tanks. I didn't know how they switched it.
So
I didn't know.
That's interesting because I didn't get that.
Yeah, that's what I figured right off the bat. I didn't know who did it. but very early on, I, figured out how they did it. But I didn't get was the stab wound hole and the paint smear and, when they switched it and who switched. Like, there's so many other things I didn't get it. I only had one tiny piece of the puzzle, and everything else was new to me when it happened. So I really thought that they did for being a movie made in 1946, it really kept me guessing, and I didn't get it. Like, my wife,
I thought it was that Nurse Woods for ages.
Yeah, no, I guessed everybody at some point, and my wife, I think, was probably, she's really good at guessing stuff like that. And she'll say it like a few minutes before something happens, and it happens. I'm like, God damn it. And so I think she guessed like the tank and everything before I even did. But yeah, I guess throughout it, I was guessing different people. I thought it was I thought it was the killer that actually ended up being the killer first. But then that was the last time I ever thought it was them.
I was very suspicious of Dr. Eden throughout the whole thing. Oh,
sure. Me too. And the reason why he's the fiance, right? Eden? Mm-hmm. No, he's the other guy.
No, he's the one that's trying to steal
love interest.
The fiance.
Okay.
From Trevor Howard.
Okay. Okay. So there's two main guys.
The smarmy scoundrel.
Yeah. Okay. So the ladies' man, that's who you're talking about. Okay. Yeah. The other guy is the one that I thought it was for a little while too, because the look and the stature of him when the sister was killed, looked like him. Just when the door swings open, the lightning flashes on him. I thought that was him. Obviously it wasn't, but I carried that for a long time.
I do think this might win the award for most ridiculous fight ever. Between him and Dr. Eden. I mean, and I love the fact that Alistair Sim just grabs a chair and sits down like, you're both a pair of pricks. Crack on. I love that so much.
Fucking hilarious. I know. I stopped and rewound it and watched it again because it was so funny. It's like,
it was almost like, when you see them caricatures of British people, British posh people are like, let's have a duel, and they're just moving their fists around a lot and not doing anything. It was like that.
Oh, it was worse than that because there weren't really too many fists flying. It was more like,
It's like handbags at the ready. And they're both on the floor, and he's going, you two are a little bit ridiculous, aren't you? And then you still carry on.
Yeah, and it was so funny. I mean, it was so well done. You expected that to be like a big brawl, but man, they were just, they're not made to fight.
No, they were politely pushing each other for a long time. Yeah.
And I love the fact that he had said earlier, like maybe a couple scenes before that, about smashing the grandfather clock over his head. And when they're fighting, then the grandfather clock falls. Yeah. I thought that was fucking hilarious. It was so good.
That wins. We need awards. That wins. Most ridiculous fight ever.
Yeah, that's not bad. Bad idea. We should probably do that. Best line of the season, best fight of the season. Best drink of the season.
Yeah. Best character of the season.
Yeah. Noir awards. Noir awards. I don't know. Give us a name.
Yeah, you can't name things.
No. Because if I do, I won't be able to pronounce it, an hour later.
It won't make sense.
I thought that was a fun little fight there. When we got to a little ways after with the whole gas leak thing, that one really got me because I was like, we were sitting here thinking like, well, who the hell was in there last? Well, that person went upstairs. That other person went upstairs. That person stayed behind. That guy was outside across the, you know what I mean? It's like, it was really like, oh.
It was very interesting because everybody always had a motive. Everybody always had an opportunity. It wasn't like normally with a whodunit, one person's singled out and then something else happens and somebody else is singled out. What I liked with this was that no matter what happened, they all had opportunity and they all still had motive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every single time that something happens, they did. And that was very well plotted. And even even the actual the whole radio thing and I recognize her voice. I don't know where, all that stuff. It's like, it's really there early on in the movie to be able to pick up on it. If you're as smart as, Alistair Sim, you might get it because it's all there. And you go back, if you rewatch it, it's very easy to like untangle everything. And it just created a really great plotting for the film. It was so fun. It was like watching a newer detective movie. It didn't feel like it was a 1946 film to me at all.
I was quite surprised actually, because I'll be honest, when I first started watching it, I thought, oh God, here we go. Because there's an awful lot of character setup, which you don't normally get with film noir.
Mm-hmm.
You normally get the characters and then they unravel as you go. With this one, it was the opposite way round. So you got all the character set up, you got everything like that, and then the mystery unraveled. And I thought, I don't know if I'm going to like this. But actually, the characters were so interesting.
Well, see, that's what made it feel more Agatha Christie to me.
Mm.
It was very drama, heavy on the front and like setting all this stuff up and the love interest.
Yeah, there was so much going on.
Yeah. And so it did it in such a way where it's like, you're watching a murder mystery film, you're watching a noir, right? So something bad is going to happen. So that whole time where they're doing the drama thing, you're just waiting, because it's going to happen.
And you don't know which character it's going to happen to, which was also a really good surprise, because you genuinely don't know which one's going to bite the bullet.
Well, yeah. And even further than that, the person that dies in the beginning, you don't even know that they've been murdered necessarily. You don't even know that something bad has happened. It's just a guy going in for surgery.
Oh, that poor little postman trying to get his bike up the hill. I felt sorry for him. I was out of breath watching him. My God. It started off on a normal day and he was getting his bike up the hill. I thought, flipping heck, somebody needs to get a wrench on that and help him. He was wobbling left and right. I thought he was a bit drunk, but, it's like me on a bicycle. Flipping heck.
Yeah, no, I noticed that too. I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, man, get off the bike and walk it up.
Yeah, that's a big hill. Get off the bike, love. It's no wonder the plane outran you, really.
Yeah, and I didn't know anything about the V1 flying bombs. Mm-hmm. Did you look that up at all?
Vaguely.
Okay, so yeah, I recall like maybe briefly hearing about this stuff in like school. But when I was watching the movie, I'm like wondering like what, because it's very methodical the way that they do the attacks. Okay. Obviously we know the time period that this is World War II and all that. And this is probably some sort of hospital military camp or something along those lines, because they all live there. They work there and live there kind of thing. I don't know what the deal or dynamic with that it really is, but it was not necessarily a normal kind of thing. So having to work and live together and all that kind of stuff. And then hearing these flyovers and then silence. And it was so interesting. So I'm like, okay, so normally in these movies you hear like this, kind of thing. But these were very particular types of aircraft and bombs, and they were bombs that were built to be self-piloted planes, and they would fly over these areas and then they would just basically fly into their target. They were the first guided missile or cruise missiles that were invented or used. And I found that super interesting because I don't think I've ever seen something like that in an older film like this, where they've used that as such like I wouldn't necessarily say it's a plot point, but it really kind of is, because it's such
it depicts the terror more, doesn't it? Like you hear it, you know it's there, then you hear the silence.
Yeah.
And you think, is it going to be me? Like, is it here? Where's it dropping kind of thing?
Yeah. And it's like all this murder.
It's almost like throwing a grenade after you've taken the pin out and just thrown it and thinking, well, where's it going to land?
No, absolutely. Yeah. But not knowing who threw it and where it's anything like that.
And not being able to tell the distance of where it is.
Right. And all the murder and mayhem and drama that's going on down on the, down inside the hospital and whatnot. everybody's kind of like, well, at any second we might get blown up, just like the postman. Like I had no idea that was going to happen. Like he walks in, hangs with a bag, and then boom, me and my wife are both like, oh shit. Like they just got blown up. Like, because
he makes a casual joke about it as well. It's like, oh, he was trying to race me here, and then boom.
Yeah. And he beat it, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't think he did, to be honest with you.
Well, he won the race.
I mean, probably not.
He got there first. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know if he won. I think saying he won was probably not.
Well, you know, he won first, then he lost. How about that? Actually, no, he's still, because he was alive. He was murdered. He survived it.
Yeah, he did survive the bomb, to be fair. Simple operation, he would have been fine, supposedly.
There you go. So, ha ha ha, he beat the bomb.
I mean, a lot of earth and brick did drop on him, but...
Admit it, you're wrong. Just admit it. I just want to hear it just once.
I mean, no.
No. I mean, no.
So, hey, Carly, let's take a break real quick and talk to our listeners about our sponsors. All right, guys, we're back, and we're going to keep talking about this film.
No, but that did surprise the hell out of me when that happened. I was just like, whoa, because it was such a shock right there at the beginning. It kind of sets the tone of like what you're in for. And then every time, what's his name? What's Alistair's character's name?
What's his name? Let me have a look.
Detective something or other.
I just keep saying, my notes say Alistair Sim, because I love him so much.
Inspector Cockrell. Cockrell. So Inspector Cockrell like really carries that sort of drama of that first bomb impact really well throughout this, because every time he hears it, he's like, he gets nervous and frantic and starts fumbling and falling over stuff trying to... Oh,
I love the final scene when he like throws himself against a wall and realizes it's just a motorbike.
Yeah.
But to be fair, that's probably the most accurate depiction of like the terror, because if you heard anything that sounded familiar, you'd be like, crap, you know, you'd be diving under a bush. Right.
Yeah, all those moments are great. Yeah, I think it's the modern day version of like backfire of a car and thinking it's a gun, you know?
Yeah.
It's PTSD. You know, another war film that's sort of depicting, and probably not even realizing it's depicting PTSD, because it wasn't, you know, classified until like what, I don't know, 80s maybe, or I can't remember when that became a thing.
It's just a series of kind of familiar stories that they've depicted.
And so they were really on the forefront of like, there's something happening to people, you know, when it comes to war. And looking back on it now, it's very prominent. It's very prevalent. You know, that it's so sad that it took so long for that to be understood in the real world. But yeah, it's very obvious watching all these older films how.
Yeah, there is a lot of recurring themes, isn't there, really, with the war?
Yep. Sure is. Yeah. But yeah, I think that every time that he hears something and tries to dodge it, it creates a sort of comedic moments in the film. And for some reason, people say this is a noir comedy mystery, but I don't consider this a comedy. Like, those are the only moments that I feel are comedic.
I think they're using his character as like, oh, his character's a bit kooky, his character's a bit comedic. When in actual fact, his character's probably like that because of the war. So when you think about it, it's actually not funny. Yeah. It's not comedic.
Yeah, and I didn't take it that way.
It's just the byproduct of surviving.
Right.
You know, and these little things that he's picked up. Which is, it's kind of sad, really, when you think about it in the big picture. Yeah, and I totally agree with that. I think that it's one of those things where it's like, so those individual moments are comical and funny, but if you stop to think about it, it's really not funny. And I never really felt like this would be classified as a comedy, so that sort of surprised me. You know, like a murder mystery, sure. A war murder mystery, I totally get this. If one British person laughs, it's a comedy. So we have a comedy. That's all we're known for, British comedies and crime dramas. So
British people are
like, oh, we'll claim that. We'll claim that as a comedy. We'll claim it as a crime drama.
British people are pretty cynical, I suppose, huh?
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Cynicism runs deep.
Hello. I mean, I like to call it sarcasm, but if you want to call it cynicism, then whatever.
Well, it's sarcasm by way of cynicism.
I mean, just being hilarious is what we could classify my issue as. But, you know.
Okay.
I mean, you're laughing right now. So.
Yes. Well, I always laugh at you.
You laugh with me, not at me.
It's debatable.
Please laugh with me, not at me.
What did you think of the look of the movie?
To be honest, okay, so I've watched an awful lot of Alistair Slim films. And I don't know, I might get shot for this, but a lot of his films kind of like follow a similar pattern of looks. So like this to me didn't look any different than Saint Trinian's. And
I don't know that movie, so yeah.
But that could just be because that's how British film was made.
Mm-hmm. Is that good or bad? Like, is that a good look or a bad look?
I mean, it doesn't impact anything to me. It doesn't impact anything to the enjoyability of the film, personally. But again, that could be because I'm British and we've been brought up on these films. You might watch it and go, oh, well, I've seen this, and this. Whereas I'm going, oh, well, it doesn't mean anything to me. It has a very similar just style of the period. Now, I wouldn't necessarily pick out scenes that looked film noir. I think that with British cinema, when they classified things as film noir, they didn't necessarily classify it as a visual. It was story. And that's why with some British cinema, you get a little bit of up and down film noir entries. You get some things that are like mad film noir where you look at it and you go, oh my God, that looks like a film noir, but the story isn't there. And then you'll have other films like this, for example, where the story is a film noir, but it doesn't look like one.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
No, everything you're saying makes sense. I just disagree.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I need to actually take some time and look at more film noir classified films because to me, I couldn't necessarily point out the ones that I've watched. I couldn't necessarily point out from a lineup and go, oh, that's film noir to me visually.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily see it, but perhaps because it's a British film, I'm watching it with slightly different blinkers than you would, for example.
Blinkers?
Yeah. I'm just watching it as a general black and white British film.
What
Not necessarily a film noir.
I need my British dictionary. What's blinkers mean? Eyes?
Like beer goggles.
Okay.
Is that an accurate translation?
It changes the look of the film if you're drinking.
Oh, I mean, I don't know why Alistair Sim was on the ceiling, but whatever.
No, I totally understand what you're saying, and that makes sense because if that was a style of films at the time, I mean, that's the reason why.
I guess it would be the same where there's some American films where you would say to me, oh, this is like a pivotal turning point in American cinema. And I go, I can completely see this, that, or you could show me another film and go, oh, this doesn't really mean much. And I could say, oh, no, but look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess that just depends on when it comes out, if it's a copy or if it's doing something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, if this film was doing anything new, but I did notice a lot of style and look that was along the film noir lines. The way that they used shadows and the pressed blacks, like they used hard lighting, which I appreciate because I found that the style of the lighting in this film is very similar to my own style.
So and you stole their style, basically.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's something that I like and I enjoy, and it's not something you see all the time because it's not considered pretty, And so the lighting in this movie, a
lot of British film is considered grimy. That's probably the word for it.
Yeah, especially at that time. I mean, that's the noir sort of like during that time. They weren't making films that were noir films. They were named that years later as a reflection back on those films because there were films that were being made that, you know, of how things were going in society at the time and the reflection of people's feelings and, you know, what's happening in the world. So they had a tendency to be dark and, seedy sort of films and grimy.
See, I didn't find this seedy. The main thing, excuse me, which I would cling to as if I was in a debate with somebody and said, oh no, this is noir. The main thing that I would cling to would be Alistair Slim's character. I would cling to that as, yeah, there's a murder mystery, and yeah, there's this, and yeah, there's that, and yeah, there's the wartime backdrop. But his character, 100%, undeniably, is film noir.
Well, I'm going to deny you on that one.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
She says undeniably, and I'm like, I'm denying it.
I'm denying that. Denied.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got credentials to deny that. I mean, just
the only thing noir about Alistair's character is he wears a fedora.
He does wear a fedora,
in my opinion. Huh? Yeah, I mean that's really the only thing. Like I felt like okay, so noir in this film, they have the lighting. There's some very noir shots with the use of shadow that they actually use. His character's shadow. Like there's one particular shot that reminds me a lot of The Third Man, where it's sort of like a hallway. Imagine the tunnel, right? And you see his shadow shine down as he's walking. And I thought that was perfectly noir feeling. It gives you like this foreboding sense, this overwatching sort of entity, which he was, and added to the brilliance of some of the scenes in the movie. Like when he catches, the two out into the garden, and then the fiance's hiding behind the tree. I just found that absolutely hilarious.
Very well, by the way, hiding very well.
He was, right? And he knew right where he was. Like he's over hiding in this archway. They come down and they start talking, and he makes himself known and then surprises them. And as he's walking up the path, we get another surprise with the fiance who's also stalking them, hiding behind the tree. It's brilliant. And they really, I think, purposely tonally set that up with his character using the shadows and having that sort of overseer vibe to him, which I loved. And that was very noir to me.
See, I would argue that his character is noir-y because he is ultimately a bit of a tragic character. Yes, because he's wrapped up in comedy. You don't see it.
You used my word, by the way. You said noir-y.
Shut up. In comedy and drama, there's a very thin line. His character is kind of wrapped up in despair and like the failure of this case. He's very cocky. He's very arrogant. His arrogance leads to...
Well, that's at the end, though.
More despair. And that's kind of a bit of a trope of classic film noir, is that, you have a, cocky detective, or he doesn't see something or whatever. And it leads to more misery.
Well, yes, but he's also, I would disagree with that again. And the reason why is because he ends this movie reading a letter of his resignation, right?
I did find that funny. Yeah.
It was hilarious. And then he alludes to the fact that they're probably not going to accept it, or he hopes that they don't accept it, kind of thing.
Please don't fire me. I mean, fire me, but don't fire me.
Right. Because he didn't do anything wrong. He's just hard on himself. It's not like he's, in the gutter, so to speak, as to where some of our other characters are.
A bloody bomber went over.
Right. So I kind of disagree with that assessment on that. I get where you're coming from, though. But I do think that there's some other...
That's nice of you.
I do think there's some other reasons, though, of some of the noir aspects to it, because we have the femme fatale.
Oh, my God, that hysterical nurse. Don't get me started on her.
We basically have the scorned husband and the cheater. We've got all of those aspects. We've got the murderer for outside reasons that aren't related. there's so many aspects in here that directly relate to noir films, in terms of the story and the setup. They're just told in a slightly different way. And that's, to me, what it's, I don't know. I really feel like it was a brilliant mixture of noir mystery and Agatha Christie mystery.
I think it was a good way to bring an audience into film noir that potentially wouldn't have been there.
The audience that can stand to watch old classic films, because you're not going to find a 20-year-old that's willing to watch this and be like, yeah, that was great.
I mean, hello, I'm Benjamin Button. I'm going back in time. So technically I'm 20. Yeah, people, I'm 20. So all I'm right. Telling people. I mean, technically I'm not old enough to drink in the US, but why are you laughing?
Because I know that's not true.
I mean, if I say it's true, then it is true.
What is the age drinking limit in the UK?
18.
No shit.
Oh yeah, that's why everyone's a nutbag.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you can get off your box at 18.
I'm not sure 3 years makes a difference, but
I mean, I don't know. I was a nutbag when I was 18. I was a lot less of a nutbag when I was 21. So
I just feel like
I'm pretty sure that you guys might have the better option on that one, to be honest.
I don't know, because kids are drinking anyways, even before they're 18. So I don't think that really matters.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I do think that you guys, the one thing that you guys have right, you shouldn't drink till you're 21.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if that was really going to matter.
I mean, I got married at 21. So I was a lot more of a, salvageable individual at 21 than 18 when I kicked off in the street at random people because he looked at me funny. Just saying.
I don't know. I think that if you're really wanting to make a difference as far as the age goes, it needs to be something like age 30, because I don't think people
between 18 and 21. That's I mean, what's that? 18, 19, 20, 20.
That's 3 years.
3 years. 3 years.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of life experience in 3 years.
I mean, yes and no, but I don't think your brain is mature till you hit around 30, maybe even 34, 35.
If you're a moron, then you're constantly going to be a moron. If you're going to have a bit of growth, that's probably when it's going to happen.
Yeah, but if you're a moron and you're drinking, that's only going to make it worse.
Exactly.
Right?
So be a 21-year-old moron instead of an 18-year-old moron.
No, be a 35-year-old moron that just has his first drink. Is what I'm saying.
40.
I think the world would be a better place if that was a thing that could happen. I mean, I'm not saying that's even possible.
I don't know, because you might have a load of posh bankers that are just wankered at 30 because they've just discovered alcohol, but screw this.
No, so that's what I'm saying. At that point in your life, you're more aware of consequences. You're more aware of, how that's going to affect you.
I don't know. I know some pretty childish 45-year-olds, just saying.
I'm sure, but you're talking about the exception to the rule sort of thing.
You might be one of them, just saying.
It's not entirely inaccurate.
I'm joking, folks at home. I'm joking.
She's not. She's not wrong. So I don't know, but that's interesting. I didn't know that 18 was the what's the legal. Anyway, that's fine. We'll just end it with the alcohol.
Yeah, probably wise.
But yeah, okay. So going back to the movie, I do think that it was a great combination of noir and Agatha Christie. There's no other way to really put it together, and he does remind me a lot of a mixture of Columbo and Sherlock. So if you like either of those characters, I would definitely suggest checking this out.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just, I did not at all expect to enjoy this movie as much as I think, especially with what I thought at the time was a silly ass name that made no sense to me. And after you watch it, it makes perfect sense. And I should have known better. And it makes, I mean, it was good. It was well thought out, well plotted, well acted. Enjoyed it quite a bit.
I concur.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to check out more of Alistair Slim's work.
Oh, I know his name's Alistair Sim, everybody at home.
Well, I know that too.
Don't tar me with Jason's brush.
Yeah, so I guess we're at that time to assign this.
Let's rate it.
Let's rate it. Yeah.
You go first.
Again?
Yeah.
I feel like I go first every time.
I don't care.
So I really like this movie. I can't see a reason for me to knock any gin bottles off of this rating. I just don't see one. It was fun to me. I enjoyed it. I stayed completely interested. I liked the characters. I liked the actors. Thought the plotting was great. I loved the lighting and the style. There wasn't anything that I didn't like about it. And I'm going to give it a 10.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I would watch this again. I would, if this was out on Blu-ray or something like that, I'd pick up a copy. I think this is a great fun film.
I am shocked.
Yeah.
You whipped out a 10.
I did. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Really did.
My God.
My wife didn't so much. She thought it was okay, but she liked the next movie we watched better.
You might have grown a soul, Morris.
Me?
Yeah, I feel like your soul, like you traded, does your soul come back in your body?
Maybe.
Wow.
I don't know. I didn't want to. I wanted to give it like a 4 because it's British.
Screw you.
I'm kidding.
I also gave it a 10.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. How the hell are we agreeing on something?
Yeah, I gave it a 10 too because Alistair Sim straight away is like a 5. Doesn't matter what he's doing. 5. And yeah, I agreed. I didn't really know what to expect. Wasn't too sure if I was gonna, and I was a little bit blown away by it. I thought it was fantastic.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like this was something that was like, how did I not know about this movie? Because it's right up my alley in terms of the style of storytelling, that whole Agatha Christie kind of, and then there was none kind of, or then there was one, whatever it is.
Oh, God.
And then there was 10.
I mean, then there was a million because Jason's writing it.
Kind of stories. I loved the mystery. I loved the not knowing. It was just a well-made movie. Enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, and I loved the final act as well, where he thought Mr. Eden was going to kill her because I was still unsure whether he was a killer or not. And then he said, like, oh, I could have saved her if you'd have let me. And that was just 10 out of 10 for that. That was brilliant.
I'm gonna we haven't done confession time in a while.
Okay.
No, this is a mild one. This is just a stupidity confession. I just watched this film yesterday.
Okay.
And this is a good thing to me because I can rewatch it.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I feel like you're backtracking already, but
No. I don't remember who the killer is.
Oh my God. You gave it a 10 and you don't know who the killer was.
I can't remember. And that's a good thing because wait, and I got a reason. I spent so much time, and this is a good thing, guys. Right? This really is. If you can sit here and you can watch a movie and this is like Clue. All right. Where you suspect everybody. Everybody's got a motive. Everybody's got a reason. Everybody had opportunity. And you're constantly spending an hour and a half suspecting this person. No, that person. No, that person. No, that person. Right. And then you get to the end. You're like, oh, it was them.
Except you didn't get to the end and go, oh, it was them. You're still like unsure who it was.
No. I knew who it was at the time. But now, like a day later, I've already forgotten who it was because I had spent so much time suspecting everybody in the movie.
Oh, dear.
I'm going through like my catalog of like plot points thinking, well, was it that one? I can't remember. Was it that one? I can't remember because everybody had a reason.
So who do you think the murderer was?
It was the heavyset nurse, right?
No,
you see, I spent so much time thinking it was her and then switched to somebody else. And so don't even tell me again because I want to enjoy watching it again. Come on, seriously. It's like forgetting the end of The Sixth Sense. All right. If you could do that.
Nobody can forget
exactly.
the end of that.
And if you could, wouldn't that be amazing?
I don't know if I want to watch Bruce Willis, like talk for 2 hours. So maybe.
Come on. The first
Just
time
saying.
you saw that movie was amazing.
This Sixth Sense is only good because of the last 30 minutes of the film. The rest of the film is crap.
No, the rest of the film set that up. If the rest of the film wasn't that way, the end wouldn't have been so effective. That's the brilliance of it. And people don't recognize. If that movie...
No, I don't recognize that at all.
You should, though, because if that beginning of that movie wasn't that way, that end would not have been effective.
Okay, so talk to me about The Village.
That's a tougher one, but I think...
Oh, there we go. What about Signs?
Well, The Village is more of a...
Where he played the same routine again and it didn't work out. He struck lucky.
No, Signs is brilliant.
Oh, no.
And Signs didn't...
Oh, it's in the water. Swing.
Yeah, but that's a...
Swing.
That's a classic...
Swing.
That's a classic War of the Worlds sort of scenario.
Oh, dear.
So if you didn't pick up on that early on...
I did. I still did not enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's fill a glass of water and solve the third world problem of the aliens.
Well, they didn't solve the problem. They only solved their immediate problem. The world...
Exactly.
The world had already taken care of the aliens, which, you know...
No.
Anyway, I didn't have a problem with that at all. And The Village is more of a social commentary. So that one's a little bit different as well. But anyway... Think of your favorite film that had a twist ending. If you could forget what that ending was, wouldn't that be great? That's all I'm saying.
Potentially, yes.
Eventually? What does that mean?
I'm not looking into anything because you referenced Sixth Sense.
Oh my God. Because that's the most well-known twist ending that there is.
Oh my God, it is.
Anyway. M. Night's brilliant. I think he's brilliant.
Although I did like Split. So
I like all of his stuff. I haven't seen Airbender, so I will stay away from that one because I was never a fan of that shit anyways. But I even like Lady in the Lake or Lady in the Water, whatever it was called. And
oh God,
I don't have a problem with him. Everybody it ruined his career, and that sucks. But yeah, I think he
fell victim to never being able to top his debut. Unfortunately,
that's not a victim though. Everybody has ups and downs. I don't see that as a negative. I see that as Hollywood pushed.
I don't either. But a lot of other people see that as a negative. Oh, it wasn't good as Sixth Sense.
No, look. It's no different than a brand new band coming out having a hit first album, and then the whatever you call it, the publisher, the distributor, pushing them to make their second album because they want another hit. Now look, and then they fail. And then that second album sucks, right? That happens countless times. And here's the reason why. A musician that comes out with a hit album like that, they've been working on that material for 10, 20 years, trying to make it in the industry and not making it. Then they get to a point where they get recognized, they get a record deal, and that material they've been working on for 20 fucking years is on their first album and becomes a massive success because they've taken 20 years to perfect it. And then they want a new album in a matter of like 6 months. It's not going to happen. That album is going to fail. And that's the same thing.
Exactly.
That's the same thing. No, it's not.
He fell victim to people wanting him to replicate something that...
No, you're talking audience. I'm talking studio.
I don't know. I think maybe... I like him a lot. I really, really like him a lot. But I feel like he bowed to pressure or had pressure. And I feel like that's where he got derailed and that's where people don't resonate with him.
No, definitely.
If he'd have been left to his own devices, the stuff that he would have created would have been way better than Sixth Sense. Way better, miles better.
See, I don't know. I think you're way too harsh on Sixth Sense. I think that was a brilliant. I think it was a brilliant movie. I don't have a problem with it at all. I mean, I'm not a huge Bruce Willis fan. Like, he could have picked anybody else, and I would have been happy. That wasn't, especially at that time, I wasn't like, excited about that. Don't forget,
though, that my mum ruined The Sixth Sense within the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and went, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, yeah, which is awesome.
Brilliant, Mum, thanks.
I thought that was great.
So I watched the entire Sixth Sense knowing that he was dead.
Well, thinking anyways, not knowing, but thinking. Until you get there, you don't know. I mean,
my mum's pretty good with stuff like that. She's like Shoni.
Yeah. So
Shoni tells you that somebody's dead. Are you going to go, oh, crap, you've ruined it for me?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I go, God damn it, you're right.
Yep, that was my Sixth Sense experience,
yeah.
Just saying.
Well, maybe that's the reason why it's tainted for you and not really anything else to do with it. So
quite possibly.
Be subjective or be objective or one of those. Anyway, I'm happy that I can't remember who the killer is because I can watch it again with fresh eyes again. It'll be fun. It'll be fun for me. Not as fun for you. So there. Ha.
Well, no, I think it would be interesting to watch it again, knowing the killer.
Yeah, maybe too.
I think it's one of those where you could get, a couple of repeat views and still see something new.
Yeah, definitely. But I'll have opportunity to do that. I'll also have the opportunity of not knowing who the killer is. You won't have that. So, ha.
All right. Rub it in my face then.
All right. All right, there we go, guys. You got 20 gin bottles for this movie. That's a lot. That's a lot of alcoholic.
You lucky devils.
That's alcoholism right there. That's what Green for Danger has done for us. Put us in danger of our life here.
Yeah. Danger coma.
Yes. Which I think that's a resounding go watch this film. All right. Carly and I don't fully agree most of the time. I'm not even sure we fully agreed on this, but we came to the same conclusion that it's a great film and it's worth your time. So go check it out and make sure you make it dark and stormy while you're watching the film. And yeah. Oh, don't forget to give us a call. Leave us a message. Check us out on Facebook and all those other. What else are we on? We have a website, resurrectionfilms.net. You can check us out on Facebook, Speakeasy Noircast. We're on Anchor.
We have a competition.
Oh, we do have a competition, right? Why haven't we talked about that? We're giving away.
Because you suck.
I suck, yes. That's the reason why we haven't mentioned the competition. Damn me. We are giving away a Fire tablet, an Amazon Fire tablet. All right. This is one of many. We've given away a lot of stuff. We've given away a Fire Stick. We've given away artwork. We've given away movies. We've given away a ton of stuff. And we're going to continue to giving away stuff to our fans and people that listen to what we're doing and support us in any way possible. Because without you, we don't mean anything. All right. So check that out. Go to our Facebook page, Speakeasy Noircast. Or I don't know, is it on Twitter too, Carly? Are you posting on Twitter? Is it just Facebook?
Yep.
Okay, so it's on Twitter as well. What's our handle on Twitter, Carly?
Speakeasy Noir or Inside Room 19.
Okay, so at Speakeasy Noir or at Inside Room 19, you can find the contest on our pages there. And I think it's pretty simple. All you got to do is like our Twitter account or like our Facebook account and share the post. And you'll get an entry in to win a tablet. And stick with us because we're trying to pump out as much content as we can. We're just trying to be creative and have fun and, give some stuff away to the people who support us. So check us out. Like our pages, stick with us till, the end of the season's coming up soon. We only have 3 more episodes?
Yes, it's very exciting. Well, one's a double episode, so technically 2.
Technically 2. That's true. Yeah. Maybe we'll split it up because I don't know. Do you think the last one, 2 hours, was pretty long?
I don't know.
People like that.
Know.
I don't know either. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there's 3. Maybe there's only 2 episodes left. We'll see. We're getting to the end. That's for sure.
The light at the end of the tunnel is near.
The light is dimming or...
I mean, maybe.
Our light's already dim, I think.
Maybe the bulb's gone. Who knows?
So we're getting to the end of there, and then we're going to have a little bit of a hiatus, and we're going to start working on season 2. Probably some film projects. We've got some comic books that are coming up. We got a new book coming out. Actually, a couple new books coming out. All kinds of new content. So, check out our store. We got a Patreon, whatever it is. We're trying to get out there as much as we can across the platform. So there's plenty of different ways that you can support us and check out what we're doing and contribute and, tell us that we're amazing or that we suck or tell us what you want to see us do next, that kind of thing. So,
or let us know how we can annoy other people.
Yeah, we love annoying people. So
I love annoying people.
Yeah. How can we annoy new people? We need more new people.
Let us know.
Bring your friends. Tell your family. All right, guys. So until next week, we hope you enjoy the rest of your week and go watch Green for Danger.
Bye-bye.
He's looking at you, kid.
Thanks for joining
us this week on the Speakeasy Noircast. Make sure to visit our website, resurrectionfilms.net, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or any of your favorite podcast apps, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. If you like the show, you might want to check out our book, The Dark Side of Acting Up, available now on Amazon, or you can check out one of our films available on Amazon Prime.
We are trying to serve this larger...
This is who we are.